Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today we need to have a little bit of a look at the best Pokémon TCG products that you can buy. Well, I would say right now, but really it's right now or in the not too distant future, because some of the things I'm going to be suggesting here aren't out yet, but I think they are absolutely worth waiting for. Sound like a plan? Excellent. So we're going to start off like we always do with collectors. And collectors is a weird one for me at the moment because there isn't really that one product that everyone's scrambling to get that they're not able to get hold of. I do think, I could be wrong about this, but I think it might be time to pick up the TCG Classic. I showed you this the other day. Basically, the fact that this is, it's getting cheaper. It's dropping in price. It's £400 or dollars, depending on if you're in the UK or US, but it seems to be able to be picked up for about a quarter off that at the moment. And it doesn't seem to be a product that's selling hugely well, and that kind of sets up for the kind of product where you can buy it cheap, and then not everyone's going to have it because nobody bothered because it was a bit cheap at the time. One of those slept-on products, so to speak. Now, of course, I could be wrong, but I do think it is absolutely worth having a look at. I think that is a pretty good shout. And of course, you get yourself your free decks and everything else in there. It's very cool. It's expensive, but it seems to be one that people are sleeping on. Otherwise, how about Type A Pikachu? Now, yes, you're going to have to go secondary market for this. Remember, you can use Shippen. Shippen.com and use the code PTCGRadio15. You can buy from anywhere in the world. But basically, this is a very cool promo which has been released to celebrate the opening of the Pokemon Center Type A. And I feel very confident that this is not going to be a promo that's going to be reprinted anywhere. This strikes me as the kind of promo which is basically going to come around and then immediately go away, and then you're not going to be able to get it anymore. So just as a bit of advice from your old pal Wassy, I think this is a promo that is absolutely worth going after. I'm not saying it's going to be worth megabucks or anything like that. This is not supposed to be investment advice. I'm not trying to make you money here. What I'm saying is, if you're looking for cool products that will be awesome in your collection, yeah, this will work very nicely indeed. Now, in terms of learning to play, my advice doesn't actually change here, because I think Pokemon have absolutely nailed it. We've got My First Battle, which is, this is very, very entry level. We're talking like 17 card decks, no prize cards, etc. I understand Pokemon are deliberately skewing very young here, but I got a 5-year-old I want to teach to play Pokemon soon. I picked up both of these for my birthday, or asked my mother-in-law to get them. This is the quickest, easiest, cheapest way to teach someone how to play Pokemon. They're not expensive. And look, you're going to run out of, these are going to run out pretty quickly. Yeah? You're not going to get days and days and days of fun. But if you just want to learn to play, or you're playing with very young kids, these are perfect. And as a fun little side note, all the cards in there are exclusive, different border, different card back, etc. These actually will be kind of cool to collect in the future, because I'm willing to bet a lot of people are not adding these to their collection, even though they should be. After that, usual deal, go after the EX decks. That's what I'm thinking here. So basically, these are decks which are pretty cheap, and you get yourself an EX and a deck built around it, and then you go from there. What I love about these is that they are just self-contained decks, so you can basically go and buy a bunch of these and then just have a bunch of decks to play. And there are a bunch of them out there at the moment. Ampharos, Greninja, and Lucario should be your first port of call here, just because they are, new EXs. You can't find them anywhere else. Just remember that Lucario hits Ampharos for weakness, so playing those two decks against each other will give Lucario a very big advantage. Any EX deck will do, but they're the ones that feature exclusive promo cards, which means I think they should be your priority. Now, if you want to learn to play competitively, I've got a couple answers for you. Right now, go and buy them a Ride-On League Battle deck. Go right now. If you want to be a competitive Pokemon TCG player and you've not bought it, go buy the Miraidon League Battle Deck right now, because this is perfect. Miraidon is a top deck in the metagame at the moment. Got second place at Stuttgart Regionals very recently. and won Toronto Regionals, so make no mistake about it, this is an absolutely legit deck, and you should have to make a few changes, buy a few singles, etc., but this is largely a buy this and you've got a tournament winning deck. When you buy a few singles, it's perfect. If you want to learn to be a competitive Pokemon TCG player, these League Battle decks are amazing. Before the Pokemon TCG rotation hits, I would also recommend the Mew League Battle deck, because that is absolutely legit still, and the Palkia League Battle deck. Palkia's had a weird resurgence lately. It's had a couple of big finishes, couple of top 8s lately, so that is something that we need to be thinking about as well. It's extremely cool. So yeah, those are the 3 that I would recommend, and then they'll give you really high level decks. But in March, we are getting the World Championship decks. And these are just replicas of the 3 World's winning decks, one from each age division, and the second place Masters deck from this past year. Now, they're not legal for tournament play. You won't be able to take them to a tournament. But if you want to learn how to pilot really good, high-quality decks, these are absolutely perfect. Deck in a box, they're not terribly expensive, and then, like I've said, you can basically go from there, and you've got everything you possibly need to go and actually start to play the decks. Just not in a tournament. They are not tournament legal. I cannot stress that enough. Now, if you want presents for kids, I've got a couple answers for you. Obviously, we've got the collector's chest, which is an excellent idea and will always be an excellent idea. It's basically like a big metal lunchbox, but you get Pokemon cards in it. And you get a little mini portfolio that you can keep cards in. And you get yourself a coin, and there's some promos in there. It's extremely cool. Kids love it. We've also got EX boxes, and I like these because actually these, you get 4 packs, and then you get an EX and a Jumbo EX, and that's just awesome. The most recent ones are Roaring Moon and Iron Valiant, both highly recommended, very playable cards. They are alternate arts of existing cards. But in the near future, in February, we are getting the Mabastiff EX box, which is a brand new exclusive EX you cannot get anywhere else. And look, if I'm buying EX boxes to get promos, I might as well get a completely exclusive promo. That sounds like a very good idea. But if you've got a few extra quid and you want something amazing, wait till March the 1st and get the Paldea Adventure Chest. Now, you get 3 EXs in here. You've got Mousehold and Pawmot, which are reprints, and then Sprigatito, which is a brand new, never-before-seen EX. You get an amazing Pikachu promo in here, and then you got Holo Tandemaus, Pawmo, and Pawmi. Plus, you got another mini portfolio, you've got a sheet of stickers, you've got a little squishy Pikachu toy, and it's all in a little chest. This is, and like I say, it's $50, it's not cheap, but oh my word, it is amazing. So yeah, highly, highly, highly recommend it. So we've talked about collectors, how to learn to play casually and competitively, what to buy for kids. Let's finish off, as we always do, with a Wassy pick. And my Wassy pick today is just Shiny Treasures EX. And I know that we're getting Paldean Fate soon, and I know Paldean Fates is the English version of it. And I know some of you want to wait for Paldean Fates. And incidentally, I'm hyped. That's going to be a great set too. I just love Japanese cards. I collect Japanese cards more than English. I think Shiny Treasures EX is amazing. You got all those stunning shiny Pokemon like, I don't know, Dondozo and Tatsugiri that are great. But then you've got all the other cool stuff like your artwork rares. Think stuff like Clive, or think things like the Charizard. But the thing I really like about these Japanese sets, they're just phenomenal for reprints. Like, there's a straight reprint of Mew in there. There's a straight reprint of Iono in there. And if you want to play with Japanese language decks, and frankly, sometimes I do, Japanese sets are phenomenal. Because, like, every pack, you get 2 holos and an EX, and a reverse holo or better. Reverse holo or a shiny, or an artwork rare. But then you also get to get a bunch of playable cards. Like, basically everything is new and shiny, or it's just a reprint of a really playable card. And that is brilliant. It's one of the reasons I think the Japanese special sets tend to be better than the English special sets. Because, frankly, instead of getting a bunch of filler, which we often get in our sets, I don't say that as a bad thing, but we do get lots of cards which are not going to see a huge amount of play. Japan just tends to go, have a bunch of reprints of super playable cards, and I think that's amazing. Right, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you need to know, and now it's over to you guys. Do you disagree with me for any of these? Are there some suggestions you would make? And are there categories of people you might be buying for that I haven't covered in this video? Let me know in the comment section, and I will see if I can get to them. But now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you bought. Tell me what you're excited about. Tell me anything you want to tell me in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk Pokemon and card games and Pokemon card games, all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. Oh, and get shout-outs on the channel, like the lovely, definitely not stalling for time, William Shaw, who's one of our supporters and is awesome, so shout out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.